Thank you very much. I would like to again to mention why this coral triangle matter as requested. Um, Next, I think the roots of coral triangle, I guess, not, we can see that it's coming from in APEC 2007. It was already clear in the statements by the leaders how the importance of the coral triangle initiative, and then welcome this initiative. It's a part of the carbon cycle as well. So this is a momentum of the CTSFF, where the APEC leaders, which some of the CTSFF member countries are also member of the APEC. Next, again, 2 years after that, six leaders were gathered in Manado. Six leaders like our previous presidents, SBY, Susilo Yudhoyono, and former Philippines President Arroyo, and also Tun Raji Prajax, and from Timor-Leste and also Solomon Island. So they get together in Manado. It was in May 2009, and they agreed to set up the multilateral partnerships among the six countries. Next, because these six countries is already has very important roles of the marines, and they issue what they call these Coral Triangle Leader Declarations. There are 11 points out there one. So you can see that to this kind of like to affirm the pathway of the Coral Triangle since 2007, and then we have established some ministerial meeting or senior official meetings, and that's the Coral Triangle's initiative for coral reef fisheries and food security. Next, again. Can we go next, Alisa? Again. Yes. So for those who are interested to learn more about that, we have some like behind the scenes of the coral triangles, and we have already put it into the book. So we call this unlocking the story behind the initiative. And I also published in Bahasa, actually. It already translated in English. So there is a chapters on the Coral Triangle Initiative and in this book. And next, again, you can click that and go to the links. So why this area is really important? This area is looks like triangle actually, is stretched from eastern Indonesia up to the southern Philippines and also the eastern part of Malaysia, down to the Timor-Leste and Papua New Guinea, and goes to Solomon Island. So the area is like the area of the reef, like 682 kilometers, and then this is the area where the hotspot we can find it, and the tuna spawning area there. Again, this is actually home more than 500 coral. It's exactly like 70% of the coral species can be found in that area. And then also we have like share 30% of total world coral reef, and also the mangrove is really, because Malaysia, Indonesia as well as like 66 countries share quite huge numbers for the mangrove. And it's also support the livelihood and food security, and then the total is like more than like 2.3 billion annually at the value of the reef as well. And then also if we can count the estimate annual economic value from the marine resources can be more than like 10 billion for fisheries, and also the services can be like 2.3 billions. So in that area, it's really important for the food security and livelihood as well. Next, again. So this is area you can find it. So this is like you can see in the blue line, there is what we call this coral triangle. You can see from eastern Indonesia to eastern Malaysia and southern Philippines, also down to Timor-Leste and Papua New Guinea, and also Solomon Island. So the study founded by Ferron, they call this small, but it's really, we can call this is a global center for marine biodiversity. Small, but very hot spot for the marine resources. Next one. Again. So if you can put it like the hotspot of the world biodiversity, we have the Amazon for the flora and fauna in Congo Basin, but the marine coastal coral reef is on the one and only is coral triangle. So this is again we say that like the Amazon of the seas, and now we call this is nursery of the seas. Next slide, please. Again. And you can see that. So the coral triangle, we have like 70. As I said before, it's like more than 75%. Exactly, it's like 76% of coral species can be found in that area. And then also we have like 37% of the world coral reef fish and species, and then also 56% of coral reef fish in the Indo-Pacific regions. And that area is also the nursery, and we can see this. The area that we can find 6 of the 7 marine turtles in that area. So there's really the value of the area, and then more than half of the world the coral of the mangroves can be found as well in the area. So this is really important. You can see that by the countries. Next slide, please. So this is based on the data from the World Bank. So you can see that how the coral reef is really shared in that area. So we have also, of course, the data need to be updated, but I guess it's based on 2015. This is how rich that area, and that how the why this coral triangles matters, because it's also supply the fisheries, and also how we have like lung of the world, such as the mangrove area, because half of the mangrove area can be found in the coral triangles. Next one. Again. So this is like just to show you exactly the data that we have, like reef fish can be found that, and then threatened species is more than 80 species. And also we have a seagrass, which is another blue carbon ecosystem. So how this is a show how the importance of the coral triangles, and then that's why the coral triangles matters. Next one. Again, so based on the study that conducted by we have a nature study before. This is we counted in 2015. So how we can see the value, such as like from the marine services, like marine tourism. So that estimate, especially for the nature and adventure-based tourism. So you can see that how the importance of the area. And yeah, can you go back to the next previous slide, please? Yeah. So just to show you the importance of the areas of the coral triangle itself, at least like almost 10% of the total tourism market, we can say that. So I think we focus like we hope that by 20% of the total tourism market we share in 2035. Next. Yeah. And Coral Triangle Initiative itself, and I hope that Dr. Griffin will explain you more. But since we have already gathered in 2009, and we also launched what we call this regional plan of action. This is like how we see our coral triangles in the next, next 10 years, and we have already updated into RPOA 2.0, and then in order to how to implement the RPOA 2.0, we have the communication strategy and also the financial strategy, and we hope that because this area by study by someone said it's small, but you can find that the area is really important because most of like high economic value of the fisheries use this area as at least one phase of their life. Use this area, just like nursery ground or feeding ground or whatever. So the migratory species such as bluefin and yellowfin tuna is also past this area for at least for their life. Next. Again. Yeah, so I would like to conclude my presentation by saying that this is Coral Triangle is considered for what we call this is nursery of the seas because it is like a breeding ground for marine species and also the migratory species. So you can see that it is like seed bank of the ocean. So this really because the wave changing because our ocean. The one and only ocean we call this is always connected. So that's why this area really important to supply for next life, like tuna or any marine species. And the Coral Triangle is because as you've seen that we have the high marine biodiversities, and this is also acting like a global epicenter for marine life. And of course, it support the livelihood for more than people living in that area in coastal Coral Triangle Atlantic. And we can see that this is like biodiversity hotspot. More than 70%, exactly it's like 76 or 75% of the world known species found in the area. So and this is already recognized as well. We share also Coral Triangle in like the ICRI meeting, and then the Red Sea region also recognized the importance of the area. So, but the Coral Triangles also provide the critical habitat that's for the marine species, and again, this is the support for 100 million people, and we have. The support such as tuna industry or nature-based tourism, and we also facing threats such as climate change and pollution, overfishing in the fishing practice. That's why we look forward to hand in hand together and how to ensure that the nursery of the sea still exists in the couple next decade. I hope we can still have the value of the high biodiversity of the Coral Triangle.